How's it going, everyone? We're going to continue on in this video with our game emulator running Batocera Linux 38. Now it comes core with only like 15 games on it, so we'll be putting ROMs in it for different game systems, but not in this video unless we have time. I have a few things I want to do first before we start putting ROMs in it. For once, one thing we got to do is we got to get sound to it, which is that's not going to take much at all for us to do that. It's pretty simple. The other thing is mapping out a controller to use with it, or controllers. I have one controller to use with it. It is a Snakebite. This is the controller we're going to be using. It's a PS3 style, which I'm not real thrilled with, but I couldn't round up a Xbox 360 wired controller. That's what I wanted to use, but I couldn't find one. I know I have one or two left floating around here somewhere, but I cannot find them. In the first two videos, the first video we went through a bunch of motherboards to find a good one. That's the one that we were going to use, but I found out that it's a 32-bit. Was all we had in that, so we couldn't use the new style computer software. You had to go with the old style, and it was starting to act up. So I went back and rooted around and found one 64-bit motherboard, so we could run the new style for the newer computer software or firmware or program, whatever you want to call it. And then when I was looking around for something else, I think I was looking for a controller. What I was doing, I found another motherboard. And this one, I tested it, it does work too. And this has DDR3 RAM on it, and there's 6 gig on it. But I've already gotten started with this one. We got everything running on it so far, so I wanted to just kind of continue on with this little older motherboard here with DDR2 RAM. I'm only running 2 gig on it with a 160 gig SATA drive, and so that's what we're running. Eventually I will put another one together. I'll use this motherboard. I probably won't go over it with you on this one. I don't know. Like I said, I really like the newer style. I probably run better, but since we had already gotten started and got this all squared away and running Batocera, we're just going to continue on with it. It'll probably work just fine for the games that I'm thinking I want to play on this, so we're just going to leave it alone and run with it the way it is. Okay, let's see. First thing we're going to do is we're going to map out a controller, and I'll show you how to map out the controller and what you need to do if you screw up and you need to go back and remap it. So I'll get you set up in the stand and we'll get ready and we'll start mapping out a controller for this. And in the last video I said I was going to change that heat sink and fan, and I did, but the one I have is too noisy. So we're back to that one. which I'll just have to live with. Alright, we got our controller. We'll plug it into one of our USB ports in the back. And see, it says My Power Co. LTD USB gamepad connected. And if you press a button, it says Configure Input. One gamepad detected. Hold a button on your device to configure it. Okay. Now, I've done this one a couple of times already just to make sure I was doing it right and tested it, and it does work. When it's talking up here, these first four, east, south, north, and west, what they're actually wanting you to use are your AYX button. Want you to use these buttons here. First time I did it with the D-pad, and then I looked down and there's D-pad and it was already done and screwed up. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start out and we'll go east, north, west, and see I already screwed up. 1, 2, 3. I went east, south, north, and already taken. See, already it's screwed up. Okay, we got our USB controller here, and we're just going to plug it into one of our USB ports here in the back. Now, a lot of these gamepads and controllers are recognized by Batocera, and it'll automatically configure them. This one, obviously somebody has not sent in any files. Sorry about that. Any files on this one, so this is kind of a new config for it. Okay, you press any button, and it'll come up configure input. We'll hold the button down, and it comes up. Now, what I have found on this is our east, south, north, and west are our A, B, X, and Y button on our controller. So all we have to do is just kind of follow the diagram here. It's pretty easy. You have east, south, north, and west. And then easy, start, select. Then you have your D-pad up, D-pad down, D-pad left, and D-pad right. Then you have your left shoulder, which is the top, right shoulder, and now we're going to do our analog sticks. And now pay attention when you're looking at this, because it says left analog up, left, up, and then left analog left. And then we jumped over to the right one, which is up and left. And then we want our left trigger, right trigger, and now our left stick press, right stick press. Now you have to sign in a hotkey in order for you to get out of the configuration. If you don't configure a hotkey, which can be any key you want. Let's see, I think I normally do that one. I think that's the Y. And if you don't configure the hotkey, it will not let you finish. So now press OK, and now our controller should be configured. Looks pretty good. quick search, back. And then start is our menu. And see, you have your Kodi Media Center, game settings, controller, Bluetooth settings, user interface, you know, the normal stuff. Okay, now, if you screw up configuring your controller, what you have to do is you have to go in, what I've been doing is instead of reconfiguring it, all I do is delete the controller itself and start over. I have a keyboard and mouse hooked up. You press your F1. Okay, now it's going to act stupid. Every time I configure a controller, then it doesn't like my keyboard again. So let me quickly get some of that done. We'll hold to bypass. All I'm doing is holding the space key. Hotkey, I'll use the Windows key. And now we should be able to exit. Alright, now again, now to get into the back end of this, press F1 and it brings you up to a Windows screen where the program is actually at. It's kind of like on a Windows shell. Now to get to your controllers and your inputs, it took me a little reading and screwing around to figure this out. As soon as you push the F1 key on your keyboard, you go right into the user data. Then what we want to do is go to System. You see System comes up, and then I think configures, and then see, and then emulation, whatever the hell. Double click that, and here are your inputs. Your last input was keyboard. See it right there, keyboard. Now hit your back button. Oops, that's right. On this one, you have to quit. Okay, and then this is a list of all of your inputs. See, here's your keyboard, and here's our joystick. Now all you have to do is right-click, highlight it all, edit, delete, and that takes your controller out off of Batocera. Save changes, yes. Close window. And you can plug your controller back in. And go through it all over again. East, south, north, west. Start. Select. Up, down, left, right, left, right, left, up, left, left, right, up, right, left, left trigger, left push, right push, hotkey, And now it's configured again. So it's pretty simple. There is a way to reconfigure your controller for a certain emulator. Like if, like N64, what is it, the Y button is the one that's underneath. You may want to configure it to something different on here. You can go in but I haven't gotten into that right at the moment. I'm just kind of, I want the controllers to work on it so we can play regular games. Alright, so now we're that far along. Now we need to get some sound to it. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna shut you down for a minute. I'm gonna do a little straightening up. In fact, before I do that, I'm gonna step in front of you. We're gonna use an All-Tech Lansing. This is a sub, and I have the two speakers, the two small speakers. And I was debating on how to do this as far as, you know, what type of speakers or what am I going to do. And I have this set of speakers for computers, so I figured why not just use it. I was gonna but what you can do is, if you're mounting this in a cabinet, is you can buy one of those little amplifiers that you can get on AliExpress or Amazon, and hook that up to and run different speakers. For right now, we're going to run this set of speakers. In the future, we may do something different with speakers. So let me get squared away here. I'm gonna try and set the monitor up on the subwoofer so it's out of the way. As you can see, there's just not a whole lot of room over here. Okay, got that all straightened up. This should go right in our green. You just match them up, and we should have amplified sound as well. See, can you see our, here, you need to pick up your head a little bit. There you go. You're sitting there falling asleep, I know. Now we'll get to see if there's any sound intro on this when Batocera comes up. If it comes up. What happened? Did I unplug my cord? I lost power on my monitor. How about if you turn it on? That set of speakers, that All-Tech Lanza, that sounds good. That really sounds good. Probably would be even better if we had a sound card in it, but no. I'm gonna continue using this MSI video card. For the simple fact is, for the idea I'm having, what I'm going to do with this, I need a shorter one than trying to put that 1020 in it, that NVIDIA, the big NVIDIA. And so far, it does look like it looks really good. What was on Mega Drive? Oh, Old Towers. I don't think I've ever played that. But you can see there's kind of some basic games in here. Commodore. Fix-It Felix Jr. 64. Kind of reminds you of Donkey Kong, doesn't it? Okay. Let's see how this controller works. Can't get it to load. Let's see, save game time out. I did earlier. Man, I get such a glare from these lights in the garage. Okay, now it's time to add ROMs. And as you can see, I already did one in N64. I didn't get a icon here, or a picture. I have to mess around with that to see if I can get the logo, or, you know, the splash screen, whatever you want to call it, on there. Okay, so I got an N64 game on there. Now I'll show you how I did get that one. Right there, N64 on Conker's Bad Fur Day. Alright, so we're gonna have to go in the house and I'll show you how we do it. Okay, this is the site I'm using, is RetroStick. Mostly all of these are not copyrighted from what I can gather. And it says down here, all games on our website are archived and no longer in production, and the sole purpose of RetroStick is to keep these games from vanishing. If you believe there is a copyrighted work on the website, you know, you can report it. Because most of the others, there's a lot of games that you have to pay for, you know, if you want the ROMs. So let's see, we want Super Mario World, or do we want, Super Nintendo. That one is already on there. Let's pick one that is not on Batocera's main menu. Let's see, done. Let's see, N64, Game Boy Advance, PS1. A lot of these are really big, and it's going to take quite a while to download them. I thought I did Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, I have Crash Bandicoot already downloaded. Let's try, what do we got? Crash Team Racing. You can see PS1's not on their main menu yet. These are all the ones that are available on this site. Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, Spider-Man, Silent Hill. Some of them are US, some of them are European, and some of them are Japan. Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back. I'm not seeing anything I really want to, anything else I really want to download. Disney Tarzan. Okay, we have one on our thumb drive anyway. We have Crash Bandicoot. So let's go down, let's pick another one. Let's see. Nintendo, Game Boy, Neo Geo. There's no Sega Genesis on there, or Mega Drive. I thought I already did Sonic 2 last night. Yeah, there's Sonic the Hedgehog's already on there. European hack. So let's do something funky then. How about an Atari 2600? See, there's PS3s on here, but I don't think that's gonna run it. I may try it at some point. Sega Game Gear, Atari 5200, Dreamcast. There's only 4. Oh, Sonic 2. That's an ISO though. I haven't messed with any ISOs yet, so I can't tell you how to do that one. Oh, come on, pick something, Todd. Alright, let's go up to Atari. Let's look at the 5200s. Pac-Man. Yeah, let's do Pac-Man. Just click on it. And come down here and it says, see, download Pac-Man ROM. And it'll give you about 6 seconds, and then the download starts. Come up top and it's already done. Come down to our folder. See, it's a RAR zip. Double click it. Man, got all of those. Is that how many times it's been put on? Okay, Pac-Man, and 1982 Atari A52. That was done in 2002, and the bottom one was 2003. Okay, so there's that many ROMs. So let's go with that one. The newest one, be download, yep. Extract. And it's an A52 file. I don't know why I shrunk that. I don't need it. Okay. Let me clean this up a little. Get rid of that. Alright, now. Thumb drive. Computer. Now what we'll do, yes I know, go back to the home, highlight it, and copy to, which should be our K drive. Verify, and there's Pac-Man Atari. You can see which ones are on here. Pac-Man Atari, Donkey Kong 64, and Super Mario 64. Conker's Bad Fur Day I already moved over to the ROM, and now we're ready to go back out and put it on Batocera. Okay, we got our ROMs loaded on a thumb drive. Now you have to make sure Batocera is running before you put your thumb drive in. Once you put your thumb drive in, then we're going to press F1 on our keyboard. That brings us up to the user data screen. And you can see here's our thumb drive, which is labeled, no label. And now we're gonna click on it. Let's do Atari Pac-Man. We'll highlight it. Come over to File, Edit. To edit, move to, and then we'll get this screen to come up. And you can see it's ROMs up top here. That's because I did this before. Double click it, and then we'll go down here to 5200. We'll put it on, that's the emulator. Then we'll come down and press OK. Now if we want to see Let's see, to screenshot share. No, we want user data, not applications. Share. There's our ROMs. We'll head down here to, back up to Atari 5200. And there's Pac-Man is in there. Okay, so let's close this window. Now sometimes I think Atari's a new one. Yeah, see, Atari 5200 is a new emulator that we're activating and putting games in. So what we need to do is update the list. Press your start, because that's what I have it mapped for. Game settings, highlight it, and then we're gonna update game list. Press your okay, and then really want to update game list? Yes. And now Atari 5200 should be here somewhere. And there's Atari 5200. And there's Pac-Man. Warning, this system has missing BIOS files and the game may not work correctly. Do you want to launch it? Yes. Press game level. Okay, press start to play. And there's our game. Alright, so we got Pac-Man in there. And this is really hard to run one-handed. Come on. Ah. Yow! Alright, so now we have Pac-Man for the Atari 5200 in. Press game level, and it seems to be working just fine. Alright, let me turn that down just a hair. Okay, I'll show you one more time. F1 on your keyboard. I'm using my mouse that I have hooked up. No label. Let's see, Donkey Kong Country. I don't think Crash Bandicoot's gonna work, because there's two files and I'm not sure if it's gonna play nice. But Donkey Kong Country is, what did I download that for? Super NES. Okay, highlight it, edit, move to, double click your ROMs, And we want Super NES. So we'll find SNES right there, right there, and we will click OK. And now that one's in. And you just do it the same with each one. N64. And OK. I will get the rest of these loaded in, and then we will mess around and see how they're working. Okay, I got them loaded, and let's... Oops, wrong one. Wrong one again. We want start, game settings, and update game list. Okay, our 5200. Let's see, we have Pac-Man, Commodore, PC Engine, Super Nintendo. I put Donkey Kong Country in, and there's Donkey Kong Country. And let's see, now I have Conker's Bad Fur Day, Donkey Kong 64, and Super Mario. And I'm still working on getting a PS1 in. I haven't figured that one out yet, so let me screw around with that a little bit in the house, and then I'll bring you back and see if we can't get a PS1 game in here. Okay, I've been messing around with this. I got a GameCube game in here, which is Luigi's Mansion. Now on some of these games, the ESC on the keyboard works to back out of the game. Other ones I have found you have to shut the machine down and reboot to get out of that game. And so far this GameCube game has been running pretty good. There are some kind of weird spots in the screen. But other than that, it is playing pretty good. The sound is kind of funky, so I'm not sure if it's, if it's the screen itself, or if it's Batocera itself, or if it's the emulator, the ROM. But it is playing pretty decent. It's playable. I tried putting F-Zero and GoldenEye in my N64. I tried loading those ROMs, and they're in Batocera, but they won't show up in my N64 folder or system on here. So I'm not sure if I have an incomplete file or something like that that's just not working right, or missed something when I downloaded it, I can redo them. Yeah, here are the... Excuse me, the sound is horrible. But I don't know if this one supports the, I think this one will support the ESC on the keyboard to back out of the game. Yeah, we can back out of it with the ESC. So GameCube is running, but it's not perfect. Super Mario 64. I was messing around with it a little bit, and it
Hello.
sounds really good on this one.
Okie dokie.
I have this on cartridge for my N64 in it.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
The only thing about the N64 games is you got to figure out which is the Z button, the Z trigger underneath on the three-handed controller for the N64. Yeah, gotta wait for this little... One's home. Oh, let's see if I can remember some of this. It's been a long time since I've played 64.
Let's go.
So go. Okay, wow, you must smack in the middle of the battlefield. You have power stars. Bowser stole inside Bludgeon World. Okay. Bob and Banana, press B to talk.
Yeah.
And I think you have to stay away from them.
Yeah.
I know him. Oh, come on. Hell with you then. I think there's one more, isn't there? God dang it. Alright. You can see Super Mario N64 works good. Donkey Kong 64 works good. Back and our drunk squirrel. So it seems like the cartridge consoles are working pretty good. The GameCube not so well. It is playable. I have a PS1 game loaded in here, but it won't load up. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of work on it as well.
Stupid logo. Yeah, that's better. You can get it. Marvelous.
Okay, kind of spared you. As you can see, it's running pretty good. This one you have to use the joystick on it.
Real thick.
He got his tongue hanging out.
I don't feel so good. What's that? Who are you? Oh, hello. Can you help me? I need to get home and go to bed because I don't feel very well at all.
Oh, no. No.
Oh, so you can't help me at all?
Actually, yes, I can. Maybe.
Okay. What's your name?
Beardy.
Beardy? You haven't got a beard.
No. Birdie. I scare birdies.
Okay, Birdie. Can you help me?
Right.
Okay, we'll back out of that one. Yes. C works good on that. Push the wrong button. Okay, that's 64. Let's take a look at Super Punch-Out on the Super NES and see how it looks. Gabby J. Gotta remember some of these.
Gabby J! Yay! Fight! Come on! Come on! One, two, fight! Come on! Come on! One, two, three, four. Fight! One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Fight! Knockout! Got it.
Okay, and see this one, this game doesn't support the ESC to exit. I remember him. Oh yeah. I remember him from the arcade.
Fight!
Oh yeah.
One, two, three.
All right. Well,
Fight!
I see a lot of these are working so far. So, in the next video, we're going to try and figure out what we're going to do with this
Fight!
setup here. What kind of console we're going to put it in, enclosure, or whatever we're going to do with it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you on the next one where we're still going to be doing some work on this. And I'll probably be putting some more ROMs in this and see if I can't get something working for PlayStation 1. So until next time, see ya.